You're a long way from home, and not quite dressed for the occasion. Your superiors, they did explain it is cold in the Carpathians, huh? No matter. First we deal with the vampires, then the frostbite. Do not presume you know what to expect from vampires, from your movies, your games. The reality is dirtier. There is no superstition in my homeland, only reality. We grow up knowing to fear the night. Now the night fears me. Strange how life turns out. This valley was a refuge for all creatures. The forbidden, the lost, the forgotten. Such things whispered of in my grandmother's time. Today, it is a battlefield. I wonder, who would upset such a sanctuary? It is a very convenient crisis, if something needed to be buried out here, or unearthed. But the Council does not ask me to think, only to rally the troops. You see, the air is thick with stories and smoke. You should follow both to their sources. We make a big deal of folk tales. One brought me love. It's a sweet story, you know. Another blinded my eye. Not so sweet. Let's see what fortune they have for us now.
Hello, please take a seat. Can I get you something to drink? Go on, take a seat.
I do believe our guests receive their sustenance from more arcane waters, Lady Sophie.
Don't mean they don't drink ale, do it? It's on the house for as long as it lasts. Please forgive Mr. Staghead. He's not in the best of moods, poor thing. Having lost home and hearth.
Home, hearth, my kingdom, the forest. All of it succumbed to parasites. To filth. Our world is coming apart at the seams. The end is folding in on us.
No more drink for you, sweet. You only get melancholy, and we don't need that now. Not when you're about to help me with the ad.
Her skin radiant, pure and white as winter's dawn over Arcadia lost. She is Eve, born of the earth, not of man. Plump as a ripe apple, fruitful and fertile.
Plump? Fertile? Oh, thanks very much. That'll just scare men off, sweet. He's trying. It's a distraction for him, for me too, in lieu of better and brighter days. I'd like to get out someday. Even if I could leave right now, I wouldn't. He's kind. They need us. To believe, to remember, to fight. This is all they have. These fields and forests and mountains. They've nowhere else to go. The world out there is not for them.
Here will soon be no more. My people are abandoning our sacred lands, leaving only the dead to go to earth and the disease to spread. The power of the forest is on the wane, and a shadow falls over us all.
This has always been a special place. A place of strong magic. I've run with fairies since I could run. The forest people protected us as long as we left their lands alone. It was the law. The Strigoi, the bloodsuckers, they don't respect the law.
There is a dark and infinitely malevolent force behind this siege. It is a ruse concealing some fearful machinery restarted. It brings forth memories of dark times befalling us countless seasons ago, and of those who rose up against the endless night. The dragon, the eagle, the owl.
Oh, I've heard this story also from my mom. She used to sing a beautiful song. La 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 la. I'm afraid I wouldn't know how to sing it in English. On karaoke night, I just listen. Everyone's okay with that.
The forces of darkness are stronger than ever, and those who stand against them are weakened by centuries and forgetfulness, bitterness, and the embrace of the grave. No matter how many of you there are, with your modern magic and your steel weapons, you cannot defeat this evil. not without their help.
The owl, the eagle, and the dragon? The dragons died a long time ago. Eagles, there are plenty of up in the mountains, but none here. Owls, though, I've seen owls. There's one in particular I see often in the village. He hoots at me. I think it's a friendly owl. So, what do you have so far? Her bosom soft as... Oh, sweet. There's just no way I'm filling your mug again.
You've been following me? Why is that, eh? Never mind, I know why you're here. You know anything about these pewters? It's not doing what I need it to do. Even a wrinkled apple can be fresh on the inside. When I was born, we had miracle machines that make this look like a Stone Age tool. And they were a damn sight easier to use, too. No, just leave it. I'll figure it out eventually. And you've more important matters to attend to. Yes, I am the owl you're looking for. But I'm afraid I don't have much in the way of answers. I'm going to tell you the same thing I've told the others. This has all happened before. Oh, yes. Vlad was the one who defeated Mara, the vampire queen. Can't tell you how, because he's been dead for half a millennium. And he neglected to tell me. But he did leave me something of his. I reckon he left a part of himself behind before he passed on, and I also reckon you'll be needing his help to take care of Mara. I never could make much sense of the man, but then he is human, and I'm not. He left it for someone like you, someone who could stand up to her. I've held on to it for 500 years. I have a long memory. That thing isn't all Vlad left. He left behind a legacy, his own little army. The Draculesti have suffered much in the 5 centuries since his death, but they are still around. In fact, they have recently come back. I've seen them in the forest. That lovely girl who uses her looking glass to spy on the vampires, and the strapping circus boy. But the one you really need to speak with is Milosh, their king. He came to pay his respects when the Draculesti arrived. I liked that. Though he did speak too much and too loudly. Not a trait you share with him, I'm happy to say. If anyone knows what Vlad Dracula had prepared for Mara's inevitable rebirth, it'd be the Draculesti. The news of her return are disturbing. They herald something dark. There is great power in these mountains, and Mara seeks it. It was never simply what's on the surface with her. And I believe this vampire crusade is more of a vampire charade. But that's neither here nor there. First, you should put your mind to that thing. Someone needs to. Now, shoo! I'm going to see if I can't get this pewter to do what I want it to do.
Hi there. My father is expecting you. Zaha told us, Mihas too, that you were coming. He should be around here somewhere.
No!
Please?
No!
We'll do anything.
No! You will do anything?
Well,
almost anything.
I see. Almost anything.
We just want to help. We're so bored and...
Bored. You're bored. My light. I expected more from you. And as for you, young man, if you are ever going to become the leader you need to be, you must not waver when challenged, or do something simply because you are bored. You need to learn discipline and patience. And the answer is no.
Father!
And if I see either of you skirting your duties today, I will make you wish you had not been born. Ha! At last! The chosen one is here.
Father, please.
I'm just telling a joke. You're not the first to come here seeking glory and riches, and you will not be the last. All of you so eager to be the great hero, to defeat the darkness. Let me tell you about darkness. We Draculesti have been fighting vampires since Vlad Dracula himself founded our order. Half a millennium and change, and many generations of slayers. Now the Kakat is hitting the ventilator again. A great evil is rising, a storm is coming, and so on and so on. Ah, I say, business as usual. Another day at the office, is that not what you say back in the real world? You can keep your oracles and your prophecies. We believe in what we can see and touch and fight. But there is just one thing. The difference is, this time, the prophecies may be accurate. I do not like prophecies. I find them counterproductive. If everyone believes the future is already written, they stop fighting, they stop caring. But the Draculesti, we were founded on prophecy. Some things are foretold, and we were once told about the return of a vampire queen, and of darker things. That is why we are here now. Prophecies are usually worthless, but there are things written in signs and symbols that may be of great value. We should never ignore the lessons of the past. And in this case, the past is still very much with us, around us. I wish I could tell you more. All I know is that it looks and it feels like everything is in place for what was foretold to come to pass. We are few, and our task is simply to do what we know to do, and nothing more. We need help. The Draculesti were founded on prophecy, and that prophecy remains with us, in signs and symbols. I am not one for riddles, but you seem like the right person for the job.
Watch where you're stepping. There are precious plants here you can't even see with the naked eye. We've got wolf's blood and king's foil, moly and raskovnik. There's even... What do you have? Come on, let's see it. It's got him curious and me doubly so. I didn't take you for a prophecist. You don't look the part. Besides, this is not so much a prophecy as it is... I knew he brought me here for a reason. And not just to read the palms of those gypsies. Sorry, the Draculesti. They're fiercely proud, and this tells their story. It's interesting. And what I find the most interesting is what it doesn't say. All right, I'm not forgetting about you. Quite. I guess that's why we're here also. Always a good reason, never immediately obvious. I'd say this one is pretty clear, however. She who once loved and fell will rise again. The hand that held her heart will prove her bane. Well, clear-ish, as these things go. There's plenty of references to the three. The owl, the eagle, and the dragon. The three warriors stood bravely together in war. By oath, they were bound to the 60 and 4. The owl I reckon you're familiar with. I know nothing about the eagle, but the third. The dragon, Vlad Dracula himself, is past due to be brought back from the Apasambetai from beyond death. Ought to be interesting seeing what history is made of him. In my trade, you quickly learn to distrust historians. What I do know is that he famously fought his lover-turned-vampire Mara, but he was unable or unwilling to destroy her completely. Love. Such a lamentable thing. I've learned to stay far away. We do know that Mara is back and in charge of a vast army of vampires, though her true purpose lies somewhere in the mountains beyond our understanding. And he who held her heart, Dracula, is the only one who can banish her again. Apa Vie and Apa Moarta, the water of life and the water of death, two halves of a circle to be mixed with Apa Sambete. I can only assume they'll trigger a chemical reaction of sorts to bring back his life force from the world ocean where it's been floating for all these years. Like a seed. It's almost like working with my flowers, making something grow and bloom from almost nothing. Apa Vie, the light of the morning, Apa Moarta, the final forewarning, joined at his tomb to bring the dragon to life, so that he may put an end to his bitch of a wife. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
You're not wrong. It is clear enough now that this prophecy concerns us. Kokovea the owl and the dragon, Dracula. But the eagle... There is nothing in our history about an eagle.
It's a Roman eagle. Father...
I thought I told you to stay away from him, Emilia.
He's a good man.
He's a man.
He's old. He's... really old.
Ha! That did not stop your mother.
I'm going to stop listening to you now. There is a man who lives in the mountains nearby, Octavian. This eagle is all over his house. It's carved into door frames, hung on walls. He carries a medallion. It's everywhere. The Roman eagle.
Not this nonsense again.
Octavian has spoken about arriving here with Roman legionnaires almost 2,000 years ago.
Bah! He is lying!
And you know this because it's not like he'd be the first immortal I ever met. Or ever will meet.
Fine, fine. There is an infinite supply of immortals, but Octavian is not one of them. He's just a sad old man who likes the company of...
Of what? Of what, Papa? Come on, say it.
Forget it.
Say it.
I'm a beautiful girl. Young woman.
That's all, is it? That's the only reason him and I are friends? Not because I'm intelligent or courteous or friendly or interesting, but because I'm young and pretty.
No, this is not at all what I meant. Sweet daughter of mine.
Don't even. And don't talk to me ever again!
Oh, Gaia cursed me with daughters and no sons. At least the rest of them are married off and have escaped this life. I hate to admit it, but she is often right. She's smart. Smarter than me. And if there was any justice, she would take on my mantle when I pass. But the law is the law, and only a male heir can wear this crown. We don't actually have a crown. It's a metaphorical one. I would not waste my time with this Octavian character. Even my daughter, bless her heart, makes mistakes, and he is one of them. He's a bitter and lonely old man who spins tales to win the favors of a young woman. He cannot possibly be your eagle. You will have to keep looking, I'm afraid. There is nothing more I can tell you. And now to do a father's duty and apologize for being an ass. Emilia! Emilia! Your father has been a royal fool!
Come for the eagle, have you? He left a long time ago. Go on, off with you. Find someone else to pester and let me sleep. Why won't you let an old man simply rest in peace? The irony of immortality. I've been 70 years old for near on 2 millennia, with every ache and pain that comes with it. Lilith knew exactly how to make me suffer. And then there's bloody Dracula and his bloody Draculesti. She cursed me with immortality, he with responsibility. I've been waiting since he passed. The fate of this world, he said, in my hands. Well, fuck that. Fuck the world. Fuck Dracula and Mara and Lilith. Fuck everyone trying to turn the earth into their own twisted paradise. I know Emilia means well, the sweet girl. But she's as cursed with the innocence of youth as I am with the bitter taste of old age. I've had enough of it, and I only want to be left be. There's nothing worth saving in this world, and perhaps the end of it will also see an end to my curse. Perhaps the death of everything will allow me to finally... What we do in life echoes in eternity. But what if your life is eternal? What becomes of the echoes? I'll tell you. They thunder and roar. They become deafening reminders of your failures. They remind you that you once stood with the blood of murdered friends on your hands, and that it was all for naught. And when you've listened long enough, you realize there's no absolution, no redemption, no point to any of it. So don't tell me how we can change the world and how I am needed. This world has nothing left to offer me. Nothing worth saving. And I couldn't care less if it all burned. Just leave me alone.
Thank you for saving me, Octavian. I thought you believed that nothing was worth saving.
I'm not without a heart, Emilia.
No. I know that you're not heartless. You're good.
I just don't see the point of fighting anymore.
Even if it's just to save one person's life, it's worth the fight. It's worth the pain and the suffering. It's worth the sacrifices. If you can love one person and protect that person, then your life has been worth living.
And if it's all destined to happen again, what then?
Then someone else will stand up and fight. And someday, maybe the circle is broken and we win and move on. Maybe this is that time. Then maybe not. But even if it isn't, we keep fighting. To give others the chance to live and die and love and fight. Let them decide whether or not their existence is pointless. I think you'll find that most of them will choose to live and love and fight. I would. I want that choice. And if you can give us that choice, even if you've given up all hope, you should.
I've kept it for so long, even after I stopped believing in it. He gave it to me for safekeeping. Vlad said I'd know when to use it, when the time was right again. This is for her, not for you or what you represent, but for her and what she represents. She's right. The circle may be broken yet, but if not this time, you'll need to head up into the mountains. They're digging again, deeper than ever, and whatever is happening down there, it's a ruse. Mara is planning something big, the end of this world. This is our last chance. Of that, I'm sure.
What the fuck are you doing out here? Get back to work!
Apologies, Mistress Mara, but we can't do anything more.
You will continue to work until I tell you otherwise. Do you think she will be as accommodating as I have been? No. She will have you all tossed into the breach.
Every day, we lose more. The workers are getting restless. There are strange gravities. If we go on, what more can we do? We are scratching at an impossible door.
Whatever is in there, we're going to open it up and bring it out.
But Mara, it's not...
No excuses. Get it done. She'll be here soon, and she won't give any of us the benefit of the doubt.
What are you doing here? This is where my memory ends. Beyond this point, you're on your own. It's important that you understand. You need to see for yourself.
We fled the breach. There was an attack. Mutations, vampiric mutations, I don't exactly... I didn't recognize the morphology, and, they were led by what could only be a pure-blood vampire, possibly a true queen, although we have no records of...
Sit down.
Are you okay? Emma?
Don't talk to her. She'll find a way to get inside your head.
Tired.
Do not talk.
Julia, please. She's just a child.
Just a child? Just a child? Winston, she knew they were coming. For all we know, she brought them there.
Whatever you may think, she didn't bring them on purpose, Julia. They came for her. And we're the ones who opened Pandora's box in the first place. I mean, what we did was...
Is that thing on? Don't tell me you're recording this.
You need to get help, okay? Something bad is going to happen here. They're still coming for me. And I can't do this on my own. They made me open it. And now, it's almost too late.
All the sites appear to have been hit concurrently. This was a coordinated attack on the Prometheus Initiative. We believe...
The research? Our equipment? They were coming for all of it. And the subject?
Emma. Emma was most likely their primary target, but we got her out of there.
We also brought with us the most important papers and samples, but we don't yet know what they got their hands on. The self-destruct sequence was terminated. That can only be done by someone with the right codes, the right access, the right biometric readings. It was
an inside job.
Not done. Not done. The owl. Oh, the eagle. The dragon must... She's coming. She's coming.
Who? Who's coming?
She is. They are.
What's she talking about?
Emma's not been sleeping well since the incident at the breach. Her readings are all over the place and she appears fixated on a particular sequence of words and phrases. I'm actually getting a bit concerned.
They are close to waking up. She must be stopped.
What are you talking about?
Go away! You have to stop them. They're almost through. There is a piece missing. Find the missing piece. Find the one. The fourth is the one. The one who was there, at the court of the dragon, when it all happened. Before they wake up. Before they wake up.
Jesus Christ, what was that?
I have no idea, but knowing Emma, considering what she's capable of, I have a very bad feeling about all of this.
Do you make it a habit to barge into people's homes and rifle through their most private belongings? I may be a monster in your eyes, but I still deserve to be treated like a person. I do not feed on your kind. All I ask for in return is to be left alone. I always knew this day would come. After all, you told me so. May I? Of course, he would not tell me where he concealed this. I can only assume that he felt there was no trust left between us after what I did to him. It was her. All her. Vlad Dracula was my dearest friend, and Mara used that against me, against the both of us. And then, cursing me with an eternity of regret, she made me into this. My flesh was weak, granted, but I never meant to betray his trust. He came to me before his untimely death, told me that repentance was possible, but I would have to stay here, wait for the time to come when she would rise again, and aid whoever would bring his life force back. For 500 years I have waited. All because of him. Cursed his name. I know he gave me the key to his resurrection for one reason. Not because we were still friends, it was too late for that. And not because he truly trusted me. We were bitter enemies at the end. No, he made me a part of his legacy. His prophecy. Because he knew that I am Mara's one weakness. To get to him, she risked everything and made me into who I am. I am her creation. She is my queen and my maker. And that makes her very afraid of me. Mara is merely the tip of the fabled iceberg, floating in a vast, dark ocean. But she is important. Without her, they will stumble. Do not ask me any more than that, because I do not know. I hear fragments, I read broken sentences, that is all. Whatever she is doing here, it must be stopped at once. It is beyond dangerous. We can all feel it, how close the darkness is. I cannot defeat her, of course. But I can help you get to her. and I can help you bring him back. Together, we may just have the whisper of a chance against Mara and her army.
You treacherous little shit.
Now that's a bit ironic, isn't it, coming from you?
I don't see how it would be. You've brought company for dinner. How considerate. I enjoy your kind. There's nothing like a good fight before a meal. I miss the opportunity to flex. I'll deal with you after. I'm thinking sulfuric acid. It's futile. I could have told you that, saved you time. There is nothing you can do to... What is that?
I brought more than present company, Mara. I also brought the past. Look. How did he put it again? The owl, the eagle, and the dragon. His words, his prophecy. He defeated you and your mistress once before, Mara, and now he will once again.
Mara, my love.
No, it's not possible.
And yet, here I am.
You're dead.
What is it they say? Love never dies.
Oh, please, spare me. You're not even real.
Real enough to destroy you.
Love never dies, right?
No, Mara. But now you will. For I am vengeance. I am your bane, and you will fall.
My head. What happened?
You fell asleep, my love, for a long time.
I had a terrible dream.
You're safe now.
So tired.
Just go back to sleep, my love. I'll watch over you.
Thank you. I love you.
And I love you, Mara. Every time.
After all we've offered you, all we've done, you and your kind will regret what you've done to us. You could have had it all, but now your world will only burn.
We meet again, as before, in a dream, but not yours. If only the others had chosen as you have. The prisons are weakening, we cannot linger. I should not be speaking to you, not even here. It may change things, it may change everything. But as long as they interfere, so must we. You must leave. before it finds a way into your mind. The first battle is won, but the war goes on and they grow stronger. The 8 have long memories and you will be remembered. We will speak again, soon. Be cautious and vigilant. Dark days are coming and you will face much greater threats. Go back, rebuild, prepare.